1 month ago, I started an experiment to see if I could completely change my life in 90 days. At the time, I felt stuck, I was low on confidence, didn't really believe in myself anymore, and I was living in my mother-in-law's basement. My biggest dream was and still is to move out and have a place of my own, a home where my chickens could roam freely. But honestly, that felt far out of reach, at least in the short term. So I decided to focus on what I could change. My health, because I wasn't feeling great, my physique to help me regain confidence, my finances to eventually be able to afford a new home, and my relationships with myself and the people around me to feel more connected and mentally grounded. Let's get into what happened this past 30 days. I don't really love the idea of counting calories, so I'm taking away the peanut butter from my breakfast. I've gotten a new training program. I still have weird stuff going on in my body that I would really love to figure out. Today's breakfast was the first one without peanut butter. It's 12:30 and I'm starving. Pretty much half of the calories of my breakfast gone. I'm planning on substituting at least the protein from it with some chicken breast. Normally I have lunch at around 2 p.m. and so far I've been getting really hungry at around 12. So hopefully my body adjusts and I get used to it. Today I'm doing day 2 and it's the one I'm looking forward to the least because you have to do deadlifts and pull-ups back to back, and pull-ups are one of the most draining exercises and really taxing on my nervous system. We'll have to give it a try.
I don't got no real estate and nobody knows my name. I could find a place and see it all a different way. Slow down, you got what you need, and the world's at your feet. Summer days, summer nights, lose it all, close your eyes. It's okay, waste your time. I don't mind, I don't mind.
I finally bought a new scale. Let's see what my weight is.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate.
Today I forgot to meal prep the chicken, so I'm only having yogurt with fruit. I added a little bit more protein powder just to compensate, but I'm probably going to be hungrier even earlier than usual.
Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of A to Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now.
I'm not gonna lie, today has been a rough day. It turns out my mic broke. Everything I filmed yesterday and during the weekend, I have to film it again. I also went to my therapy session this morning. It was pretty rough and intense. We are starting to get really deep into some pretty traumatic stuff. After these types of sessions, I'm tired. I usually have a headache, which is the case right now. And I just feel like eating crappy food and taking a nap. The good thing is that for the first time, I've managed to go deeper into my feelings, and I think things might be starting to turn around a little bit. I went from being really angry to sad to even getting to a place of gratitude. So that's a good sign, I think. It kind of took me by surprise, but I think it's starting to work. On another note, I've decided that I want to add one more goal, and it's to improve my English accent, because I know it's really terrible and it's one of those things that really makes me self-conscious. The biggest challenge we're facing right now with this workout is that we are training, me and my partner, at the same time, and we don't use the same weights. We have adjustable dumbbells, so we constantly have to add and take away weight, and with having this back-to-back sets without rest, it's kind of tricky. I just did my first run in over a month. My plan is to start by doing one run a week and try to add to that each month. One of the things I wanted to implement was to try and meal plan and meal prep as many of my meals as possible in advance. I still haven't done that, but one thing that I'm doing is to meal prep food for a couple of days, so that way I'm not cooking every single day of the week. It might seem kind of silly, but the first week was pretty rough. I was hungry all the time. Now, 2 weeks in, I think I've finally gotten used to it. I haven't been consistent with studying, and for my mental health goals, I pretty much haven't done anything. I completely forgot about meditation. I'm not journaling. I'm not doing anything to try and calm my mind and relax. So that plus obsessing with YouTube every day hasn't really helped me get rid of my anxiety, but hopefully starting on week 3 I'll get into that more. So apparently the scale I bought is a smart scale, which I didn't know, but I downloaded the app, and it's been 2 weeks since I've been weighing myself every morning. It's supposed to tell you the fat you have, the muscle mass, all that stuff. I'm sure it's not really that accurate, but I was hoping it was going to at least be consistently inaccurate, so that way I can see my progress over time. So I weighed myself for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and I was weighing 59.2. According to this, I was 25% body fat, and this is what I weighed this morning, so I've lost 1 kilogram. I'm down supposedly 1% in body fat so far, which is pretty good considering I've only taken out the peanut butter from my breakfast. I went to the driving school, I signed up, and the first thing I need to do is study this. Once I've studied and practiced all the tests online, I have to tell them to sign me up for the exam. Once I pass this test, I'll move on to a driving circuit. That will probably take me a bunch of different lessons until I'm confident enough to even think about doing the test, so we'll see once I've passed this one. That's why I've decided to add something to my routine. After lunch, I'm going to spend half an hour, probably around 15 minutes, studying for this test, and another 15 minutes to practice my marvelous pronunciation, terrible Spanish accent.
To know English sounds, and in particular, the English sounds that you struggle with. Repeat what they said.
Just because you don't have a degree shouldn't make a difference. Difference? This job, what?
If you get it.
But imagine if you get it. What the fuck?
Let's try shadowing. Copy the speaker while they are speaking.
This is so fucking weird. You know what? I think you should just go for it. I mean, what have you got to lose?
Awesome. Remember, practice makes perfect. So when you're ready, try the next lesson.
Oh my god. This is horrible. I'm sweating like crazy. I know I struggle a lot with like R's and S's, but like the letter S, I even struggle with it in Spanish, like I instead of S. I hope that if I practice every day, I'll start to improve somehow. Oof, this is going to be harder than I thought. I got an email today saying that they added the program to the Gambaroo app, which is really great. So cool that they did that for free, because I was constantly having to look at the PDF. Even having added the program to another app, I had to each week look at what exercises had changed or the amount of sets or reps or whatever. So this is perfect, and it makes using the program so much easier. I've gotten into the rhythm of meal planning and meal prepping. So right now I'm making food for like the next 4 days. So that's been great. I finally went to the doctor and she thinks that the issue with my legs might be a vascular problem. She sent me for now some pills to take. It's just to improve blood circulation. She also sent me a test, which I have no idea what it is, honestly. Doppler ultrasound. If anyone knows, I have no idea, just to look at like the veins in my legs. But they have to call me to give me an appointment, and the woman said it might take between 1 to 3 months, so we'll have to wait and see for that. So far I've been taking this a couple of days, and I do notice a difference in the afternoons or at night, like my feet aren't burning as much. Today I went to my EMDR therapy session. I don't know why, but I come back, I have lunch, and afterwards I'm really exhausted. I have zero mental energy to do anything. The weirdest thing is that I have lunch, but I'm still hungry, and I spend the rest of the day pretty much starving all the time and only thinking about food and how hungry I am. I don't know if any of you have experienced this. Maybe if I did the session at another time of the day, it would be different, I don't know. But since I've been doing like the hardcore reprocessing, I'm just tired and hungry, and tired and hungry, and really hungry. So I think the days I have my therapy session, I just need to take things really easy on myself, not force myself to do anything, just rest, and tomorrow will be another day. This week I'm kind of struggling. I'm on my week before my period, so I'm pretty tired. I'm hungry all the time. I've also been finding it really hard to keep up with my workouts. So it's Thursday today, and I haven't done any strength training workout so far. I think this workout program, even though I'm pretty much finished with my workout in about 45 minutes, being that the workouts are higher in intensity, I don't really feel like working out most of the days, so I kind of need way more willpower than usual to work out, which, being more tired this week, hasn't really helped. This is going to sound kind of weird and even maybe pretty extreme, but I think I've finally found out what my health issues are, or maybe I should say where they are coming from. I live in a basement, and I've known for a long time that there were some humidity problems. We've had mold issues as well in the past. I never thought that it was that big of a problem, but after looking at stuff online and researching for hours and days on end, I think I might have mold toxicity. There are so many symptoms for that. The most obvious ones are respiratory issues. Most people think that that's the only thing that's affected, kind of like an allergy, but it turns out that it can affect pretty much every organ and system in your body, and that can manifest in many different ways for different people. In my case, I've been feeling tired pretty much all the time for probably the past 5 years, and I didn't really know what was the problem, so I've tried pretty much everything, and my health wasn't really improving. I was in fact feeling worse and worse with time. I felt like I wasn't recovering that well from my workouts, which is still the case. I've also had a lot of skin issues. As you can tell, my skin looks like shit.
I have also really dry skin on my legs, dermatitis, bloating, candida, nervous system dysregulation issues and weird stuff going on.
So I think I finally hit the nail in the head. The only problem right now is that the number one thing that you are supposed to do is to leave the moldy environment. So our solution would be to move out, but right now it's not possible. We have way too many animals to care for and not enough money. So I've come to a pretty drastic measure, and that is to put a tent on our terrace, so we are at least not sleeping in this moldy environment. My partner also has health issues that are pretty similar to mine. At the beginning she didn't, but now she's starting to see some effects. So the point is, we are now sleeping in a tent. It's been a week, I think, and I already feel much better when I wake up. I don't have like my sinuses congested all the time. I think that might be a sign that I'm heading in the right direction. Hopefully we can move out in the near future. In the meantime, we are going to have to deal with the mold issues as best as we can. The end of the month was approaching and I was finally getting the hang of things. I forgot to plug in my mic here. I was probably saying something really profound about meal prepping. I started this challenge on the 5th of May, and when June rolled around, I set up my habit tracker in my notebook and started planning for the month ahead.
Process for pronunciation success, but also to build the muscles of your articulation organs like the tongue and the lips. We're going to do this 10 times. Okay, so, right?
How is this going to help me with my pronunciation?
Your mouth.
What the heck?
Okay, good.
Da 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 da, na 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 na, la 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 la.
Move the tongue back a bit and switch between S and Z.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Let's say it again a little faster.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Now, as you're
What?
moving through the days, if you do it every single day, you'll see that it's a lot easier for you.
My first time having peanut butter in over a month. It's been easier than I expected, given how addicted I was, but still I have missed it quite a bit. Ooh. Now that I'm used to not having it, maybe I can be a bit more reasonable with the amount. Well, it doesn't really look like it right now, but this makes me really happy. Why am I so excited? Sometimes I wish I didn't have so many strong emotions about food. At the same time, I don't need that much to be happy, I guess. The first month has gone by so fast. I wanted to make a quick recap. Let's just look first at the progress I've made, and then we'll end with everything that I have kind of forgotten about. As far as physical health goes, I started a new workout program which has been going decently well. Not my favorite, but right now it's working for me. I also wanted to lose fat. The only thing I've done for that is quit peanut butter, which has kind of worked because I've lost almost 1.5 kilograms just by switching peanut butter for some chicken breast with my breakfast. So that's probably been the easiest part. I also wanted to get back into cardio, and I've started running once a week. I'm probably from next week going to try going for 2 runs a week. As for my health, weird stuff going on with my legs, circulation, nervous system, whatever, I went to the doctor and they just called me this morning. I have an appointment in 2 weeks from now, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I get some answers there. Oh, and also I started sleeping in a tent. Figured out that maybe my health was because of mold issues in my home. So that's been an interesting discovery. I actually feel like I can breathe better. I'm less tired throughout the day. I have less trouble getting up in the morning. I have less trouble focusing, but I can't say for sure if that's because I'm sleeping in a tent or just like summer vibes. Who knows? As far as work goes, I've published 4 YouTube videos. I've also published 4 shorts on my other channel with my creative projects, and I think I also published 2 long form videos on that channel, so I think I've been pretty consistent on that part. Relationships, I haven't made any new friends as far as I'm aware of, but I have been more in contact with old friends. I have tried to not wear sweatpants all the time. I'm actually wearing jeans, which I usually find really uncomfortable, so I guess that's something. I also signed up for my motorcycle test or whatever, and as far as the pronunciation practice goes, I've tried to do it every day. I kind of forget half the time. You will be the ones to judge that 2 months from now if it has improved or not. I think it's probably a little bit too soon to tell. Moving on to everything that I've not done, haven't improved, forgot about. I have done literally 0 mobility. I haven't stretched, I think, once in the past month. As far as my mental health goes, I do feel like I'm in a better place mentally, in a better mood in general, but I also feel like I have more anxiety because I'm struggling to balance everything out and keep up with stuff, and I'm also putting some pressure on myself with making all the content and stuff and trying to improve every aspect of my life. The anxiety has been steadily going up. I have tried to meditate a couple of times this week. The exams I had this month, I didn't study for them, so I completely abandoned that idea. So that's it for this month. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in some areas. Some might still need some work, but I'm so far pretty happy with my progress. I think the beginning is always the hardest part, so hopefully I get used to the rhythm of stuff and things move more smoothly from now on. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give me a like and see you guys in the next one.